The Eagles are a shell of themselves, and
sweet mercy.
Okay.
Oh,
on it was the Thursday pick show before the wild card round, and Alex Selznick, who comes on with myself, Katie Mox, and RJ White,
prop stars,
that's right, said that. And I mean, I was like, I did a hard pause on it. He said if the Eagles lose, he's an Eagles fan. If they lose to Baker and the Bucks, that Nick Sirianni is getting fired. I was like, dude, that is a super, super hot take. And over the next,
there it is,
Sirianni, I sort of ran that like threw it out like as someone said this take, like, what do you think? And then bounce it around. And I don't know. I feel like people were pretty receptive to the idea of the possibility of that happening. And then to get bounced like this, I mean, humiliated. The Eagles, by the way, the Cowboys, ironically, the only home playoff team to lose, only home team to lose in the wild card round of the playoffs, 32-9. You manage one touchdown. Devonta Smith was awesome, but it happened late. The offense looked lethargic. The defense had zero answers for the Buccaneers, who, by the way, could not score a touchdown against the Carolina Panthers in a win the division or don't do anything against a team that was locked into Bermuda in week 18. Baker, 22 or 36, 337, 3 touchdowns. Cade Otton dropped 3 balls and still caught 8 passes for 89 yards. A bunch of tertiary players for the Bucks, Trey Palmer, were making plays, and every one of the Eagles looked like they were checked out and ready to be done. I don't think it would be crazy. All right, what's the wins over Wilson on Mike McCarthy versus Nick Sirianni? Who gets fired first?
No,
are both guys fired?
That's the question. Let me put it to you, Breach, and then we can circle back around. What did Jeff Lurie's face say to you as he was sitting in the tweet at the end of the game? And to follow up on Brinson's point, who do you think is angrier right now, Jeffrey Lurie or Jerry Jones?
It looked like Jeffrey Lurie was angry. I love that they were giving him the Taylor Swift treatment in the fourth quarter by just cutting to him every time the Eagles did something dumb, which was literally every single play. And kind of to Brinson's point here, it wasn't just a beatdown. You are Nick Sirianni. You're supposed to be this offensive stud, and your team goes out there against the fourth worst passing defense in football. The Buccaneers gave up the 4th most passing yardage. You went 0 for 9 on third down. You didn't even throw for 240 yards. Plenty of quarterbacks have diced up this Buccaneers defense. You couldn't do it. And not having AJ Brown obviously doesn't help, but they just looked like everyone looked mentally checked out. Everyone looked like they had their foot halfway into the offseason, which is what you do in week 18 when you've been eliminated from the playoffs, not in a playoff game. And so, I mean, it's not just that the offense played bad. That's on the coaching. If you can't get your team fired up and prepared for a playoff game, that's insane. And so who couldn't do that this week? Nick Sirianni, Mike McCarthy.
Do you know what the Eagles were doing this time last year? Not playing football because they were on a bye week as the 1 seed, preparing to beat the Giants 38-7 before beating the Niners 31-7, before coming this close to beating the Chiefs and Andy Reid in the Super Bowl. And this year, a year later, they lose 5 of their final 6 games, could have lost 7 of their last 8, and get obliterated by Baker Mayfield and the Buccaneers and Todd Bowles in a wild card game.
I'll point out AJ Brown was out, so that's why Devonta Smith had to be leaned on so heavily, and he was literally the only show in town.
Why was AJ Brown out though?
Because he got hurt.
Because he got hurt in week 18 because they had to play week 18 instead of closing out the division by winning in week 17.
Okay.
By beating the Cardinals or Giants?
Yeah, I mean, I get that.
Yeah. I'm just saying the way it all unfolded, like Hurts' thumb is effed up or middle finger's effed up. AJ Brown can't play because they both got hurt in week 18 against Tommy Cutlets in a game that they really should have never been playing in.
Something else I'll point out, and this is no surprise because if you know Todd Bowles and how he operates, he was going to go after Jalen Hurts and the Eagles. They blitzed on 53, almost 54% of the plays, which was the highest of any team in Wild Card Weekend, and by a large margin, 5% more than the Dolphins, who they tried to dial up the pressure. Vic Fangio did against the Chiefs to no avail. The difference is that the Eagles suck. The Eagles offense is absolutely terrible. One of the worst offenses against the blitz, and it showed itself time and time again. They had no answers for reasons that remain a mystery, and they had no answers tonight. And Baker Mayfield made the plays he needed to make when his receivers weren't dropping the ball. That game could have been 2 touchdowns more in terms of difference.